Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misty Moss. I am a boudoir photographer, self-portrait artist, and burlesque performer, all things self-love, and today we are doing some self-portraits. I'm bringing back the self-portrait series that I was working on a few months ago and inviting you into one of the first selfie sessions that I have done in a very long time. I am ready to get back in front of the camera, and today I have no real intention for this video. Previously I had set intentions and learning points for these videos to kind of share with you some tidbits of information, but today I am just making a space for myself that is very void of expectation. So I'm creating a space in my self-portrait practice today where I can just show up, be, create, and share that with you to invite you to also create a space for yourself, to create selfies, to see yourself, observe yourself, sit with yourself, and just be present in all of those feelings that arise without any expectations or any goal in mind. So that's where we're at today. We're just here together creating art, me with me, you watching. Just kind of weird, but whatever, you little voyeurs. And we're just gonna go and play and make art. Yeah, thanks for being here. I hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that button, follow me on Instagram and all that fun stuff. And let's do the damn thing. Alright, let's see if this outfit gets demonetized on YouTube because we are showing a lot of butt cheek today. I am using a Canon EOS R on the tripod to shoot with a 35mm lens and an adapter. I am using an app that talks to my camera via Wi-Fi. If your camera has Wi-Fi capabilities, that it probably has an app so it can also talk to your phone. If you're looking to do your own self-portraits, I highly recommend this way to take your selfies. I find it way easier than doing a 10-second timer and then just running like hell and hoping for the best. Using the app and a remote timer allows you to see the photo in your phone, which is what I'm staring at so much in the video. It allows you to place yourself in relation to your lighting way more easy. It has way more control over the scene, your composition. You can change the settings on your camera directly using the phone because it's talking to your camera, and the two are best buds and they love chatting and they love helping each other out. So I highly recommend using this method of shooting your selfies. And I know what you guys are going to ask me next. You're going to ask, what settings are you using? And guess what? I'm not going to tell you, because I'm going to say a very controversial opinion is that it doesn't matter what somebody else's settings are on their camera, because it's going to be different on your camera. Your light sensor is probably different than my light sensor unless you're using the exact same camera and lens combination as me, and even if you are, the lighting in your studio or wherever you are shooting will be different than how it is in my studio. Hell, even day by day in my studio the lighting is so different that I use different settings day by day as well, so it doesn't really matter. The only thing that I will tell you is that I religiously use an aperture of 2.0. That is the only setting I think really matters when it comes to shooting boudoir. The rest you can kind of change based on how your light is acting that day. The reason I use an aperture of 2.0 and not anything more open is that it allows me to control my focus way better. If I'm shooting at 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, the chances of me losing focus are just way too high. I don't want to risk it. 2.0 is that beautiful sweet spot where my images are sharp. I am getting my eyeballs and my nose both in focus, hallelujah, as well as still maintaining that beautiful depth of field with a nice background that's slightly out of focus. So 2.0 is my magic number. Sometimes I'll go a little bit higher if I want to shoot a little bit darker or want the images to be a little bit more crisp all around, but that is 99.9% of the time the aperture I will be using. And aside from that, I just adjust my ISO and my shutter speed to match. My shutter speed is usually at about 200, give or take, and then on my ISO I just move around to match what the lighting is. A last little tidbit to leave you with is just the importance of playing and exploring and fucking around and finding out. I bought this door to use during client sessions, and I wasn't very familiar with it. I hadn't played with it a lot, so I really wanted to familiarize myself with posing with this door so that I could guide my clients through it a little bit better. I like to play around with all the props in my studio before putting people on them or having people interact with them, just because I find it's way more helpful if I understand how it also works with my body and how I've kind of posed with it in the past. I just find it's a better experience for the client if I know how to pose with these things too. Plus, I think it's just a really fun artistic vibe to play with shooting through something. I really enjoy the voyeuristic vibe it gives to the images. It's fun to be able to put your hands up on something and lean on something too. It's really fun to just be able to interact with something while you're posing and while you're shooting, because then it makes the photos have a little bit more depth to them and a little bit more intention and emotion. There's more story if you're able to interact and play with the elements around you. So next time you're doing a selfie session or a client session, highly recommend just interacting and playing with stuff and seeing what else you can kind of incorporate into the images and how much more playfulness and exploratoriness, that's not a word, but it is now, that you can incorporate into your photos. That is it for this video. I'm going to pop up the images at the end so you can see the magical art that we created. If you ever want to see more full-length behind the scenes and more uncensored photos, because the internet doesn't like nipples, you can come find that on Patreon, where nipples are allowed. Yay! We love normal bodies. Woo! I will leave a link down in the description below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Until next time, bye-bye.